What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back to work on the car as usual. So I mentioned in the last video, now that we have the sound system in, we need to do more sound deadening. So I got another box of Coronet sound deadening off of Amazon, and the same stuff that we use to do the front half of the car. And that's been a while ago. Kind of see it in there. And I'm right in the middle of a couple different things right now, but doing sound deadening is fun work, so that's what I'm going to work on right now. We have basically from here on back, so floor section back through here, and then the trunk area, which is a bit of a mess right now, but we'll clean it up eventually. So yeah, I'm not really going to waste any more time. Let's get to it. All right, so as you saw in the time lapse, we got a bunch of the sound deadening done. I did the sound deadening that runs underneath the seat. I kind of stuck the seat temporarily back in, so did behind the seat. Back in here, did the wheel wells. I may still put some in behind here yet. And then I got a good chunk of the trunk done. Did the floor up here, in here, and about half of this. I just pulled the battery box out so I could get to sound deaden underneath of it. And it had a little bit of rusty spot there, just some surface rust. So I cleaned that up and primed that. So I'm waiting on that to dry, and then we'll finish the sound deadening back here. And then we also got the sound deadening done on the roof. So hopefully that should make a pretty big difference. So far it feels pretty solid. So hopefully it should make a big difference. We are going to be doing a headliner at some point, but I don't know that we'll have it done for Power Tour. So the roof just may stay like that. So what I'm working on now is the sound deadening the inside of the doors. I'm gonna put some, I'm not gonna coat everything, but in here, and then get with the holes as much as I can. And so then you can hear as a before what it sounds like now. We'll see how much the GoPro picks up, but definitely pretty rattly. So you feel in here. So I'm gonna get this sound deadened. I probably won't film it just because it's really dark in here and hard to see. So I'll show you this as soon as I get it done. Okay, so I have the first door done, and I probably went a little bit overkill, but I hate rattles, so decided not to take any chances. Let me get the light turned on here. So we got back in there as good as I can. It's a little hard to see now, but yep, covered as much as I can, and then covered the whole inside here. Then got my speaker reinstalled. So now you can see that it definitely made a difference rattle-wise. Because now, hopefully you can tell with that, that is definitely a very huge improvement. And then also on the inside, much, much better as well. So yeah, I'm very impressed with that. We'll have 3 more doors to do, which is going to take a while, and who knows, we probably won't have enough sound deadening. We'll have to get some more, but hey, whatever. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I want this thing nice and quiet and solid. All right, so I have the sound deadening mostly done. I ran out of sound deadener again, so I may get one more box. I think that is 1, 2, that's 5 boxes in total. So I think maybe one more yet. The back doors, I did not go as crazy as I did on the front doors, just because I was starting to run a little bit short, and I figured it was just overkill. But basically the same things in the rear doors, did the inside, and then also some of the areas here. So now it is much, much better. And then same thing on this side, and on the inside of the front door here. I did, like I said, I ran short, so I didn't have enough to do this, so that's why I said I think I'll get one more box. And then one other thing I'm gonna do, these are these panels, it runs all the way around the windows here, and if you can hear, they're still pretty rattly. And what I did on the back one here is I took this off and then put sound deadener on the back side of this panel, and this makes it a lot better. So I think I'm planning to do that on the other 3 doors as well. Just I think that's going to cut down on vibration quite a bit, which is good. So the other thing I'm doing right now is, you can see this pile of stuff here on the top, that is the factory rubber floor from the Crown Vic. So for now, I'm going to reuse as much of it as I can. Eventually, I would like to have actual carpet. Seeing as how this was a P71 cop car, it is rubber floor. But for now, I don't want to spend on carpet, and we already have the rubber floor mat, so that's what we're going to use. And so one of the things it also has was this rubber mat that goes underneath the back seat, and then it's got a not sure what this is, but another layer of sound deadening attached to the bottom of it, and might be a little hard to see, but it actually still fits quite well. The floor obviously is the same, being Crown Vic. It's not perfect around the back here, just because obviously that's Coronet. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's obviously going to be slightly different because, you know, we extended the floor in here. So the flooring may fit a little bit weird. I'm not totally sure. One of the next things, I'll probably pull the front seats out and work on doing the flooring in the front. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll see how it fits with this gap here. Hopefully it'll be mostly covered up. And then, so we'll do some trimming along the back here and probably along the sides. But still pretty cool that fits. All right, so I got the front seats pulled out, got them stuck in the back. I got the center console pulled out. If you guys have been watching for a while, you know that we have a center console here out of an Explorer. I think what I'm going to do while I have this out, I'm going to paint it black. That way it matches the dash. And a couple things that we can button up here as well. The seats are out of a VWCC, if you do not know that. And we found some wiring that we are going to use to power the seats, because they are powered seats and adjustable lumbar. So we just need a 12-volt power wire and a ground. So we found the wire that we're going to use for that. So then we are going to jump that wire, run it over to this seat, and then we can simply ground them on the seat rails, and that should work fine. So I'm going to get the sweeper, sweep this out. I need to pull the seat brackets that we made quite a long time ago. I need to get those pulled out, and then I'm going to lay the floor mat in here, see if we have to, I think we have to trim the sides probably because it's a little bit narrower. Trim those, and then we'll figure out where we need to put holes, because the seat bracket will actually sit down on top of the flooring. Here you can see the little center bracket that I made to support the center console. And then I also probably want to run some wiring so we can power the cigarette lighters in the center console. That way we can charge phones and everything. So good morning, guys. It's been about a week since I filmed that last clip, and I've been hard at work at the car, finishing up a bunch of stuff, doing a bunch of welding and some sheet metal work. So I'm going to kind of show you what I've been doing. So I got the interior mostly back together. The center console, I'd mentioned I was thinking of painting it. I decided against that for now, just due to time. So I just put it back the way it was. If you can see, I got my rubber flooring back in. I got my front seats bolted back in. And back here, I still need to do some trimming for the flooring here, just because, seeing as how we lengthen the floor, it doesn't quite fit right. So we'll have to do some cutting there. Not sure if I showed this. This was the factory rubber floor mat that I had in. I'm sorry, that was in the Crown Vic. And so I trimmed that. Yes, I did mention that before, but I trimmed it around the back so it fits better there. So that's pretty well set. I think I may do a little bit of trimming around the edges yet. And so yeah, after that, I have been working on just a lot of miscellaneous sheet metal stuff that's needed to be done. Where to start here? We'll go to the front fender. I still have more welding to do right in the corner of the front fender there, but the other side I got welded up. Sorry, the garage is a mess as usual. So I got it all welded along there. I started on finally on the filler panels that run along the fender here, and I decided to make these filler panels a part of the fender rather than the hood, for the simple fact when the hood hinges up, this corner goes forward enough so where it wouldn't have allowed the hood to basically tilt, if that makes sense. Anyway, it just didn't work that way. So I got this panel, I started tacking it in, not done yet, but runs along there. I had to do a little bit of splicing in there to match the contour, and then I did the same thing on this side. More welding to do there as well. So the other major thing I got, it's also started, not 100% finished, is running board. Brush it off, it's a little dirty here. So I mentioned a while ago that I would like to do some running boards, and so I finally have this side mostly done. So I finally picked up another sheet of 4x10 16th inch sheet metal, and that's what we used for the top piece. They're about 3 inches wide. So that piece runs along the top, and then I used a piece of 1-inch tubing that I had used for some of the front cage work up here under the hood. So I ran that piece of tube all along there, and then this corner I kind of shaped in order to get it to fit with the contour there. And so you can see how it looks there. And I think it does a nice job as well of seeing as how the front fender sticks out. It kind of makes it flow with that, which I like. Doesn't look quite so, I'm not sure what the word is, quite so obvious that it's moved out, I guess. And right now it's just held on with Clecos, and it's kind of low, it's hard to show you, but what I plan to do is I left, well, let me see if I can show you or not. Okay, you can kind of see there. I left little tabs sticking down and just bend them down when I was cutting this top piece, and I have about, I think, 4 of them along there. And so the plan is to put riv nuts into the quarter panels and then just bolt them, I'm sorry, not to the quarter panels, to the rocker panels, and just bolt them to the rocker panels there. And then I have little plates right in here, and I'll do the same thing to the front fender and to the rear fender. So yeah, I still have to make the other one, but I've got all the materials to do that and an idea of how to do it, so that shouldn't be too bad. So I got a fair bit of sheet metal done in the back here. This corner here has been unfinished for a long time, so I got it welded up, kind of smoothed out. I had to, it's kind of hard to see now, the tail light bucket I had to kind of remake in order so it was completely gone in this side. So that is pretty much done. I don't remember if I had mentioned it in the previous video or not, but we're running the stock tail lights that we had modified to work with the Crown Vic wiring. I think I did mention that in the last video. Sorry, it's been too long. So yeah, working on that corner. I got the hole here that we originally had for our fuel filler door from the Crown Vic, and we moved it to up here. I got this panel welded in, and funny story on that. Yesterday, when I was welding on this thing, I was welding this little panel in, and I saw that somewhere inside the fender in here, something had caught on fire. And so I'm not sure if it was fumes, and obviously the fuel filter neck is right here, and the gas tank is right under there. And so thankfully I had my fire extinguisher handy, and so I grabbed it and doused everything. So there's still some white powder around here from that. But thankfully, no damage, nothing serious happened. So it's just a lesson for me. If you're doing welding on something like this, and especially if it's anywhere around the fuel tank or anything like that, keep a fire extinguisher at hand. Having your project car burned down would really suck. So yeah, thankfully it was nothing major happened with that, so I was happy for that. So yeah, I got that, I think, probably pretty well welded in. So sheet metal wise, that's kind of where I'm at, I think. We're getting close. Oh, I did forget to mention, the little lip that runs along the trunk for the weather stripping was completely rusted out, so I have this little piece of angle iron that I started tacking in, and that'll make a lip for the weather stripping there. And then I cut out the metal that was completely rusted out along there, so I have to rebuild that strip. I did the same thing over there. So still a little bit to finish up here. And I finally got some new parts. I finally decided to get a set of headlights for the car, and they are from Amazon. But amazingly enough for me, they're not the cheapest ones I could find. I actually spent a little bit more on these. So I'll show you what I've got. And I think they match the car really well. So that's what they look like. And I got one all wired up here. And so you can see how it looks. I think of it, it has kind of more of a vintage look to it. And I'm happy. I wanted something with a turn signal built into it. That way, because I wasn't sure if we were going to have a separate... Alright, so I think we've got all our wires connected up here. So now I'm going to plug the headlight in, make sure everything works before we install it. Alright, we got our halo. Turn signal works. Okay. High and low works. Perfect. Now we can put it back in. Alright, so we got our headlights all installed. And it's obviously not dark, but I'm still going to turn the lights on and show you guys. So we got our halo driving lights. Then I already kind of showed you turn signals, but I'll show you again. See the halo there. And on the other side, I don't have the bezel on this side because I'm missing a screw to hold it on. So that yet, and then it's going to be really hard to tell on the headlights themselves, but Kind of see there. So I'm happy with how they turned out. I think they look cool. Kind of match the vibe of the car. So, a couple of other things I have been working on. First thing you can kind of see here is the car is back on the Crown Vic Steelies, the 16-inch Steelies. And that is for a couple reasons. One is, with the 20s on, they rubbed pretty badly on the front to the point where you could not turn very sharp without them rubbing. And so I decided I'm just going to throw the Steelies back on here. And so yeah, so with these I have really good turning radius now. And they don't rub. I mean, like a full lock, tiny bit, but almost nothing. So I got these on, and you can see in the back, obviously because we widened the fenders to specifically fit the 20s, and now we've got the original Steelies back on. They are super sunk way in there. So I actually picked up a set of 2-inch spacers, once again off of Amazon, like always. And so I'm kind of thinking with the 16s on as well, it rides a lot better. No surprise, 20s super low profile tires versus the 16s. So obviously not a huge surprise, but I don't know, I really dig the look. I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Do you like the look? Do you prefer the 20s? Maybe you can see a little better on this side. Sun. I don't know. Personally, I think it's cool. One of the other things, I got the running board on, let me see what side I was working on. This side running board I got pretty well done. Got it fabricated, welded up. I still just have it held on like Clecos like the other side, so I still have to put riv nuts in and get that installed. However, it's all made. Super happy with that. Yep, just like that side. So now I'm going to move on to the wheel spacers. So they are just off of Amazon, so they're not super expensive. However, they are actually hub-centric and supposed to be the right size to fit that, so we're gonna find out. And they are black, so you wouldn't really see them anyway, but I thought a little more stealthy, so yeah, we're gonna get these thrown on.
Let's throw a chalk on the front wheel. Be on the safe side.
All right, got the other side done as well. I'm much happier with the look. Looks good. I'm happy. So it's nice to have a super easy job like that. It's not many of the jobs that we do in the car that are quite that easy, but it's kind of nice to have that done. So, I don't know, this video has kind of been all over the place, I feel like. Sorry if it's been a lot of talking. It feels like it's been a lot of talking in this video, but we are making good progress. On the wheels, I think I'm going to leave these 16s on for the time being, and especially even for power tour. More comfortable we can make this thing ride, and the nicer it drives, the better. I have been driving this thing a little more now, around the block, getting up more to speed. I even took it to the gas station once, and I'm really impressed with how well it is driving, especially with these wheels on. So still some stuff to finalize, but we're getting close. Kind of the next thing I want to focus on is getting this thing ready for body work. Time is fast approaching for power tour. We've got just over a month and a half, roughly, and yeah, got a lot of stuff to finish. So I think I'm going to wrap it up with that for this video. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.